debunking popular myths. It's got to be back behind you. Creates natural speed, the best and the worst thing. All depends what you do with it. And it creates much more consistency of strike too. And we're setting ourselves up for success here. So remember, the club face coming down. That's wrong. That's not going to create the power you're looking for and the natural speed. It's going back into my right side. The back of my pocket there is behind. You've got to do it properly. It's not really true for a golf swing. It can really put the handbrakes on your golf swing. Hi everyone, welcome back to another video on the channel. Thank you very much for joining me. My name is Warren Bennett. Trev's behind the camera panting away. Got a great video for you today about debunking popular myths. Now these things we might have been told that can really put the brakes on our golf swing. Now, I'm not going to talk about all of them because there are quite a lot of them, but I'm going to talk about the main ones and the ones that can really hinder your golf swing. So I'm going to get the back camera set up, but let's get going and tell you all about it. Now these myths, what I'm going to talk about, they have some element of truth to them, but if done wrong, it can really put the handbrakes on your golf swing. It can really limit the amount of consistency, strike, and what the golf ball's doing in terms of spin. Now the first one being head still. Now, as you've seen many videos, I love the head that's still. I love to be twisting around a still head. But what we don't want to do is keep our head still and completely keep everything else still as well. So if I wanted to keep the peaks of my cap looking completely at that ball, the easiest way for me to do that is just to do that. And we obviously know that doesn't look great for a golf swing. What you're looking for in a golf swing is to be able to twist around a still head. So yes, keeping the head still is the best and the worst thing. All depends what you do with it. So remember, a golf swing is a rotary to get the weight moving onto your back foot. We're not looking for the head to be still and nothing to move. So you've got to be able to keep the head still. There is obviously a little bit of movement there, and obviously it is affected a little bit by where your shoulders go, but there's not definitely a sway over, but you are keeping your head relatively still, but you are twisting around that head, and that goes for the follow through too. So I'd say the sternum is twisting, the head is reacting a little bit. You can see my peaks of my cap looking a little bit to the left as you see there. And then it's the same for the follow through. There's a centering, so I'm back into my left side, and then there's a twisting round. So I'm being able to move my center, but my head isn't the main influence about that weight transference, which I'm going to go on to next. So weight transference, I talk about this a lot on the channel, about it isn't a forced weight. So if I was trying to throw a ball, I would really get back here. Well, that's not really true for a golf swing. You don't really want to exaggerate the weight transference. You don't want to get everything going back, basically swaying. Now, the easiest way for a human being to be able to feel weight is to do it with their head. I want to really get my weight over to my right side. Yes, I've got my weight over to my right side, but for golf, that's wrong. So you've got to be able to do it correctly for golf, and for me, correctly is being able to twist. So now I've got quite a lot of weight on my right side without moving my head over. So the head still and the weight transference, I kind of blend into one there. Let me show you. There we go. So you can see there's a little bit of movement. You can see the line going up my head there. There's a little bit of movement, but I'm staying relatively still. All my weight is going back into my right side, the back of my pocket there, by the twisting. So now with that backswing motion, you're in a position so you can create some weight transference in the follow through. And we're setting ourselves up for success here. We're not doing it the opposite way. You're not doing it with your head. So then everything moves around. You can't swing correctly there. If you go head over to the left, head over to the right shoe, that's not going to create the power you're looking for and the natural speed. Weight transference in the follow through is the same. We're moving our torso this side of the ball without doing it with the head, you see. So being able to make some coil swings, so belly button and belly button. But the backswing I think is the most important. If you can set yourself up for success, twist your torso, keeping your head relatively still, feel some weight on my top of my leg here. From here, now you're doing the opposite. You're twisting past the ball, getting the torso moving round, and let the arms then be the flash past you at the last minute. Let me show you one. Keep nice and still with the head, really move my belly button, pockets, And that's both sides of the ball. You can see now I'm finishing target side of the golf ball. So the second myth is weight transference. Do it with the correct parts of your body. And for me, I always look at the torso. You've got to get the torso rotation either side of the ball, not your shoulders, because your shoulders will start pulling your head off the ball. Okay, let's get on to the third myth. So the third myth is hit down. Now, I might have said this in a previous video, not that long ago. The best and worst thing to be told, especially if you're starting, is to hit down. Well, what I want to do when I hit down on the ball is do that. But if you hit down forcibly, you can see from the behind view, you're going to be steeping over the top. So hitting down happens naturally. And that happens by the first and second myth. Definitely. Getting some correct weight transference helps the down. In my view, that natural down, not hitting down, is you do that by some lag. You can see I've got some lag there. So you've got some angle basically between your left arm and club shaft. That is basically what's called lag coming down. And more importantly as well, is the club head is behind. It's not over here over the top. So to hit down, that's how you hit down naturally. You hit down by lag and the club face coming down and shallow. So remember, the club face coming down and shallow. So I don't know if it's come out yet, but I've got a pump drill exercise. It's fantastic. Or you can master the vertical drop. I both put them in description. So I've got this little exercise. You can dress a ball so you can make your backswing. So instead of the club coming down here and forcibly hitting down on the ball, because that's what we want to hit first, in golf what you've got to do is make sure you've got some angle coming down to either have that in the top of the backswing or you create it coming down, but you're looking for this 90-degree angle and you're looking for the club to be back. I can see it in the corner of my eye here. It's got to be back behind you. Now the club's going to be coming down on the ball, but from the inside. That's the key to consistency. I'm not going to go on about exercises to do. There's plenty of those. Like I'll put a few on screen or in the description. But to debunk the third myth is definitely it's not a hit down. Down happens naturally. Can't say that enough. Fire one away. Okay, so the next myth, as the sun comes out, beautiful, is you hit it with the big muscles because the small ones, our wrists, are inconsistent. Well, to a point that is. If you lay a wristy golf swing on top of a tour pro who creates 120 miles an hour club head speed, yes, that is going to be inconsistent. But for the majority of club golfers, maybe like yourself, is you need a little bit of that. You need to feel a little bit because a lot of club golfers have too much movement going on in their big muscles. Got too much activity going on. And you can't have that because in my view and in my teaching, you can have consistency if you swing it with your arms and wrists only. You've got to be able to do it correctly though. That's the secret to this. And swinging with, or feeling anyway, with more arm swing and more wrist release, you've got to do it properly. You've got to be able to have the club coming down with some lag, so there's not casting. You're looking for some angle and you're looking for the plane to be inside so you can release it correctly and the club's going to do most of the work for you. I love club golfers swinging it with their arms and hands more. It creates natural speed and it creates much more consistency of strike too. Now obviously I don't have an over the top fault, but I can swing it. If I had bad knees or hips, or if I've got a bad back, which occasionally I have, I can swing it hands and arms only. I'm not going to hit it full out. I'm not going to hit it to my full distance, but I'm able to play golf still. So the myth of hitting it with big muscles only, to a point, is true. But you can play golf being armsy and handsy. To a point, if you've got a pitch shot 30, 40 yards, you don't really want to be too wristy with a pitch shot. Yes, you can have a little bit of body rotation there and there's a bit more consistency, that's for certain, but majority of our shots, aren't they, are our main full shots. And a video I put up a few weeks ago is feet together exercise. If you want to create some education of your arms and hands, there's no better exercise than the old feet together exercise, because it forces you, because your feet are so narrow, any sort of movement back and forth, you're going to feel it. And that's a great way to tie up the end of this video. If you want to do one exercise, do the feet together exercise, because it sorts out head still, gives you a little bit of movement back and forth, because what you don't want to do is have a big old wide stance, because then you can move around and not lose your balance. So having a narrow stance, obviously you don't have to be this narrow, but in exercise format it's absolutely beautiful, because it forces you to stay nice and still, and it's easy then to create some weight transference without having to overdo it. Stops the swaying, creates some natural kind of arm swing there, and it's easy to stop over moving. What I mean by that, if you want to hit down on the ball, you're going to over move your top half. So it's a great one to be able to stand there, swing, do some practice swings, hit into a net, take it onto a full shot, and practice swinging with your arms only. It's an absolute beautiful exercise, like I said a few weeks ago. Okay everyone, so thanks very much for watching me, and I know it's pretty simplistic this, but the fundamentals of a golf swing are so important, and debunking these 4 myths so important. So a golfer probably isn't going to have all 4, but if you've got one of these, it's a really great way to kind of hold on a minute, one resonates with me. Have a feeling of being able to simplify a golf swing. Having a movement, having a golf swing that's simple is very, very difficult. Like anything, like any sport, that the person makes it look easy. It's extremely difficult, as we know. There's a lot of moving parts, there's a lot going on here, but just trying to keep it as simple as possible for you. Okay everyone, so from a nice evening now here at Chestfield, we bid you farewell. Thank you very much for all your support. If you're just watching the video, if you're taking the time out to watch a few of the videos here on the Academy, thank you very much. And if you're going the extra mile, become a member on YouTube, or I'll put the link to Patreon there. If you want to support me, anything that comes into Patreon goes out towards the channel. So your generosity is very, very much appreciated. Thank you very much. Okay everyone, so for myself, Trev, and a beautiful afternoon here in the Middle Range, we bid you farewell. Have a great golfing week, and we'll see you next time. Cheerio!